Hello, my YouTube beauties. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be testing out a foundation from Essence. This is the Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. Now, I know what you're thinking. I have oily skin, and yes, that is not going to stop me from trying out this foundation. I've actually been really enjoying soft, like satin matte, natural finish foundations, so I thought I could test this out. I've heard so many good things about it. Particularly Taylor Wynn has raved about it, so I'm like, well, it's affordable. It says it's hydrating. Hopefully it's not that hydrating. So I'm going to be doing a wear test in this video. I like to wear my foundations for 10 hours. However, right now it's 240 actually. So don't know if that's going to happen. I'm going to try to wear this for as long as I can and come back at the very end of the evening and wrap it up. So hopefully I'm able to wear this foundation for at least 8 hours and we'll see how it does. Of course, if my thoughts change in the future, I will be sure to let you guys know. But that is kind of where we're at. I tried to put the baby down for a long time and it just didn't happen. Didn't happen yesterday, and apparently it's not happening today. So Chris is watching him while I film this. So thank you, Chris. As always, if you're enjoying the content and want to stick around, be sure to subscribe. And if you find this video helpful, you can go ahead and give this video a thumbs up as well. So this retails for $6.99 on Ulta's website. There's 31 shades of this foundation. I have the shade 40 Neutral Vanilla. Now, I actually was not going to pick up this shade. I was going to pick up a much lighter shade. And then I saw Taylor Wynn's video about this, and she said that they run very, very fair. So that's why I chose this color. Hopefully it matches me. It looks a little dark in the tube. Online it says it's a natural medium coverage finish for a beautiful long-lasting wear. It is, I don't know, it says you can wear it for 24 hours. Please don't wear your foundation for 24 hours. That sounds like your skin will hate you. This has hyaluronic acid and aloe extract in it. And that's pretty much it. It doesn't have a whole lot of claims online. It just basically says it is a hydrating natural medium coverage foundation. So let's go ahead and test it out. You guys, I am doing this thing. Is it cute? Am I pulling it off? Does it need to be lower? I feel like it needs to be lower. Am I pulling it off now? Like, does this look good? I don't know. I'm trying it. It feels like it's back in style. If you can't see, it's this thing. And if you guys have tested out this foundation, please let me know your thoughts down below. I'm always curious to see what you guys think about different products and what you are enjoying and what you don't like. All right, we're close and personal. Here is what the packaging looks like. It's a nice squeeze tube, but definitely good for travel. I honestly prefer squeeze tubes. I think that they are the most convenient and most realistic for most people to travel with and to store and to use. I do really like that you can see the color of the foundation through the packaging. Let's see how thick this is. All right, so it's falling decently. I mean, it's thicker than I was anticipating it to be. I'm gonna go in with my makeup eraser sponge. I always use this to apply foundation. I find that most of the time foundations look better on my skin when I use a sponge compared to a brush. Brush can make my foundation end up looking a little bit dry. All right, so it looks like this is my shade. I would not have picked this online. Like, honestly, I would have picked a much lighter shade, and I'm so glad that I didn't. All right, so I would not say it's immediately a medium coverage finish. I'd say it's more of like a light coverage finish right now, and maybe that's because I'm using a sponge. It does seem to be blending and spreading quite nicely on the skin. You guys, this already looks really nice. Okay, let me go ahead and zoom you guys a little bit closer so you can get a better idea of how it's looking. Thought this was close enough, and it's not. Is this better? This feels like you are all up in my business. Hello. So here's how it's looking with one layer. You can definitely still see some of my spots, like my acne spots, peeking through, but it looks really nice. I almost would prefer, like, I feel like I could have gone one shade up from this and been just fine, because it's almost like on the deeper side of matching me. It's like a hair too dark compared to my neck. It does look like it's sitting on the skin very nicely, has just a tiny bit of radiance to it, not necessarily a glow, but it looks very skin-like. I'm wondering if this is buildable, so I'm gonna take just a tiny bit more, add it to my trouble areas here. It doesn't have a super strong scent. It just has like this mild, fresh scent. All right, now I'd say it's about medium coverage. So it's looking really nice. Like, I'm really liking how it's sitting on the skin. It is not bunching up anywhere. It doesn't look dry on any spot on my face, which I know I have oily skin, but sometimes it can look a little bit more combo where I do have some dry patches. And I'm pretty fair. Like, can you tell? I mean, I'm like pale. I think that this shade range would actually be really good for fair skin, as well as deep skin. It looks like they have quite a lot of deep skin shades. Like, that's quite a lot of deep shades, and then all the way at the top is fair shades. So looks like if they have a really good range, and I think if you have fair skin like me, you would definitely be able to find your shade in this range. This might be like the prettiest, other than the L'Oreal Fresh Wear, a foundation has looked on my skin. Like, it just looks so skin-like and like my skin, but better. And it's not pilling or looking weird anywhere on my skin. And that is really difficult for me to say, because usually it can look a little bit heavy around my nose and on my forehead. It definitely can sink into my fine lines, but it really looks quite pretty. Pretty and natural, which is the name. I'm gonna go ahead and add some concealer. I hope that I ended up with a concealer in my bag. Concealer, where art thou? Oh my god, I have none. Okay, let's just go ahead and use this as a concealer as well, because I don't have one down here and I don't want to run all the way upstairs. Bad call on my part. All right, I'm just gonna take a little bit on my finger. There we go. And go ahead and blend it in. I realize this is not, it doesn't claim to be a concealer, but you know what? We're just using it. It has decent coverage. It's not like great. I can definitely still see my dark circles, so I'm gonna add a tiny bit more. Okay, very pretty under the eyes, actually. I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This is what I use with every single one of my wear tests, just so it's consistent. I'm not trying to change up my, my base products here. It actually looks really nice as a concealer. Like, I am kind of mind-blown. It's definitely not full coverage by any means. I could still see my dark circles, but it kind of goes along with the rest of the face. Like, I feel like if I added a super high coverage concealer right now, it would look off with the amount of coverage on the rest of my skin. And it's not settling into any fine lines. Like, it looks like it's not settling, which I am a fan. I'm not one to really go for Essence products. I don't know why. I just like don't have a ton of products from them that I'm very interested in. Now, this powder is definitely going to mattify, but if it's a natural finish foundation, it's going to allow my oil to seep through a tiny bit throughout the day and look more of that finish before I added the powder. So that's the thing with more matte foundations recently, as my skin is trying to adjust to what it's going to be after having a baby. I find that when I put on a matte foundation and then I add a matte powder like this, it's just a little bit too matte for me. It tends to kind of cling to more of my dry patches and make my skin look more dry than it is. So I really like the combination of both the foundation and the powder. Like, it just looks so pretty on the skin. And it really doesn't look like it's sinking anywhere. It's like my pores look great. My skin looks super smooth, super soft. It really looks like I barely have any foundation on. It probably doesn't look like that on camera, but in person, it looks very, very natural. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup. I'll be back. It is 2:50 at the moment. All right, you're even more zoomed in. We're just getting closer and closer to my face. But I just wanted to show you guys up close how insanely pretty this looks. Like, this might look nicer than the L'Oreal Fresh Wear. I'm just gonna throw that out there, at least on my skin. I think it just looks so stinking good. Like, look at how pretty this looks. It is sitting so well. It's matte. Like, it's a soft matte in all the places that I want it to be a soft matte. It is just a tad bit of a natural radiance everywhere else. It just looks so stunning. I love the coverage. I love how it's sitting on my skin. You guys, I might have found my new favorite foundation, and everything else applied really well on top. Like, there was no weirdness with the bronzer, blush, highlight, nothing like that. If you are curious, I'm just using the same things over and over and over again. For bronzer, I use the Juvia's Place Bronzed Bronze palette. For blush, the Becca Mineral Blush in the shade Flower Child. This is a really pretty one for summer. And then for highlight, I went in with I've used it so much, it is totally rubbed off, but the Revolution Highlighter Reloaded in the shade Just My Type. This is a gorgeous drugstore highlight you can also get at Ulta. Brows, I'm trying. Do you guys see the inner part of my brows? I'm trying the more like fluttery, flicked kind of thing. That is the trend nowadays. So I don't know, I'm trying different things with my brows, okay? For mascara, use the Say mascara. This is gorgeous, so pretty, very fluttery lashes, and lasted me a long time, even though it's super expensive. On my lips, I have this Rare Beauty gloss balm thing in the shade Nearly Neutral. So that's what's on my skin. But you guys, I am just in love. I think it looks so gorgeous. It is not tacky or anything. I mean, it's set down, but even before that, it wasn't super sticky, which I hate when foundations go on and they're so sticky. It's really gorgeous and I really like it a lot. So hopefully it stays looking this way throughout the day. Again, let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts about this foundation if you've tried it? Can you even get your hands on it? I don't even know if it's like, you know, sold out or whatever, but if you can get your hands on it and even if you have oily skin, so this could work for, I think, any skin type. I think you'd enjoy it, at least based on how it looks on my skin. And if it wears well, it doesn't get too oily, I might have a front runner here. I will check back in at the very end of the evening. All right, you guys, I am back. It's the very end of the evening. It is 10:30, ready to go to bed. Oh my gosh, I have barely looked at my skin all day, so I really haven't, I haven't really no idea how it's been wearing throughout the day. The day has just kind of gone away from me and I haven't been spending a lot of time, you know, in front of a mirror. So this is really the first time I'm sitting down and looking at my skin to see how the foundation held up. And you guys, I am shook. My skin looks so good still. Like literally, I don't think it wore off anywhere. It's not super oily. It looks almost exactly the same as when I applied it this morning. That is very shocking. This might be like the best lasting foundation I've tried. This has been on for like 8-ish hours, and I don't think if I wore another 2 hours it would really change my mind. I think that it would probably still look the same as it does now, but I am like shocked. I cannot believe how nice this looks still. It's not really sinking into my forehead lines at all. Still have my blush, bronzer, highlight on my skin. Hasn't worn off on my chin. Usually foundations rub off really quickly on my chin, and I've been carrying a baby and, you know, he's been bonking into my face and stuff, so I would have thought that my foundation would have been a little bit more rubbed off than it is. My pores still look great. It's still on my nose. It looks like I just applied it. It looks so, so pretty. So if you're thinking about getting this foundation, I'd say 110% go for it. It is so beautiful upon application, but then also just in how it wears. Like I said, I don't think I have a foundation that wears this well. Even the L'Oreal Fresh Wear, this foundation wears better than that one. There you have it. I really, really like this. I am absolutely going to continue to wear it. I love how beautiful it looks on the skin, and I love that it has worn so well. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Gonna go to bed, maybe eat some Ben and Jerry's and then go to bed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. As always, if you guys are enjoying the content and want to stick around, be sure to hit the thumbs up and or subscribe. Let me know that you guys, as always, if you're enjoying the content and want to please leave. We don't want you here.